Hi guys, it's Jamie here, and in this week's Stash Builder video we're going to be making these library cards. You'll find the free printable link in the video description and some pockets that you can put your library card in, and then you would attach the pocket in different ways to your junk journals. Also in the video description you will find a link to our Etsy shop and also a link to my Ko-fi tip jar, which are monetized ways to support this channel. The other way you can support this channel is to like the video and comment on the video. This only takes a few seconds but helps YouTube recognize the video and push it out to new audiences. And of course you can also subscribe and share the video. So now we've done that very atypical YouTuber beg or e-beg, we will move on to the actual tutorial. Here's the printable that I've created for you that you can download, print up, cut out and use in your junk journals. Having roughly cut out all those different mini library cards, I'm going to attach them to scraps of paper leftovers from kits. I'm doing this using a glue stick because I do want to sew around the edges, so I will get extra adhesion that way. Therefore, I don't have to be quite so fussy about how well it sticks down, and I do find that glue stick stops the papers wrinkling. Off camera, I cut down the library cards and did a zigzag stitch around the edges. I didn't think it was necessary for you to see my particularly bad sewing skills. To make the pockets for the library cards, I have various bits of paper from book pages to my own guide pages. Because these book pages have come from a dictionary and are quite thin, I'm going to glue 3 of them together to make a thicker piece of paper to be working with. This paper is 120 GSM and has been dyed using gel plates with acrylic paints and also distress inks. I'm only going to double this up to get a decent thickness for the pockets. Another option would be to create a masterboard by adding scraps of paper to one book page, which will create a patterned background for the pocket. You can also create papers for your pockets from old scrapbooking papers, 12 by 12s, music score, magazine pages. Because these are for generic junk journals with no themes, don't let yourself be limited in what you choose for making your pockets. For example, here you can see me adding 1 ply of a decorative napkin to the dictionary page. Once all the different papers that you're using to make your pockets have dried, you can now cut them to size. I am making my pockets at least 2 centimetres, about 1 inch wider on each side. Then I'm scoring in on that vertical line by 1 centimetre, both sides of that thickened book page. Next, I'm turning the paper around so that I can score in the place where the pocket will fold over on itself. And now I'm simply cutting down my first 2 score lines just to the pocket score line to create a T shape. Here you can see me folding over those excess 1 centimetre flaps, which will actually give the pocket some depth. For neatness, I'm cutting away at the corners of those pockets so that when you fold and glue everything together, you don't get excessive bulk. This has created a hinge effect to your pockets, which you simply glue along and fold over to the top part. This is a really easy way to create a made-to-measure pocket for your library card that has some depth to it, so you have no difficulty getting the library card in and out of the pocket. I have decided that this particular pocket seems a little tall and you have some white space at the top, so I'm taking off a bit from the height. This method of making the pockets can be used on any of the papers that you've created, as long as you've created them big enough for the scoring, cutting and folding. Here you can clearly see the shape that's been made after the pocket has been cut and before it's been folded and glued together. Before you glue your pocket together, you can add design details. For example, create a small notch at the top of the pocket. On this napkin version, you can see that once I folded the pocket over, it is plain text, so I can take a piece of the scrap napkin and cover some of that to create some unity in the design. Here I thought I'd show you another way to make the pocket, which would be to add a band of paper to the base of a straight rectangular piece and actually score around the band on 3 sides. Where the score lines cross over each other, we cut a little square out. This again takes away some of the bulkiness when you start to fold that hinging over, and as before, we'll be taking off the excess at angles so that our folds are really neat and lie against each other properly. Here's how the pocket would look. However, I've decided I will take out a small notch, so I'm measuring across the width to get the halfway point. I'm using my circle punch to cut the smallest of keyholes on that pocket. I'm trying to take you through the different ways to make the pockets and also design details or finishing touches. Here I'm inking around the vertical backdrop and also the separate pocket with the Distress Ink Vintage Photo before I glue the 2 parts together. As before, we're adding the glue just to the hinging aspect of the pocket. Another way you can make your pocket look different to other ones is to use your plastic card template that you use for making tags, which is simply a plastic card with a corner cut away, as a template to make a tag shape pocket. Once you have created lots of pockets and lots of library cards, you can choose which ones go together and even do some further decoration. On this tropical pocket, so leftovers from our tropical kit, I've taken a scrap of the tropical paper that matches my pocket, and I will be adding that to the library card. In my scrap box, I found a small stamp. Therefore, I'm going to do a small piece of collage on this library card. I'm finishing off this simple collage by adding an ink stamp to the postage stamp. Because I have 2 postage stamps the same, I'm adding a duplicate postage stamp to the front of the pocket. Here's the pocket that I made with the masterboard background, and now I'm looking for potential decorations for that. Like a lot of you, I do actually have quite a few stickers, and because this background is already quite collaged, I simply add 1 highlight or central feature sticker. With this Gothic style pocket, I'm staying with the sticker idea. I've cut one down to fit and am adding very small apothecary bottles from that Creator Club so that this pocket can be used in that journal. Rather than bore you with all the different designs of the stash builder that I'm doing, I will simply go through some of the finished ones. As you can see from these designs, I've used stickers on both the pockets and the library cards on a variety of different backgrounds, including ones made from spare printables, napkins, handmade papers. Most are not themed, but I have kept in mind that I do have my Gothic apothecary journal coming up. So I did make some with that journal in mind. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time.